And Leighton Spann is not with us, so Artis is going to handle the market segment this week.
And Amy, end of last week, the September crop production report was news, so this week the market's been digesting the numbers. In the headlines this week, OA Cleveland says cotton farmers should not price their cotton at this time. FAPRI lowers its estimates following the September crop production report. Live cattle futures slipped some, but they are expected to recover by year's end. Well, the market did spend most of the week digesting the September crop production report from the USDA. The USDA lowered its U.S. cotton estimate by 1 million bales. The domestic use estimate remained unchanged, but unfortunately the export number was dropped as well. Cotton marketing expert OA Cleveland recommends that farmers do not price their 2014 crop right now. Cleveland says the indications are that exportable supplies of cotton outside of China continue to decline. The stocks of quality cotton in Australia, Brazil, and the U.S. continue to decline. USDA has also admitted that its estimates of China's cotton purchases was too low. All that being said, Cleveland says that cotton farmers should wait to price. They should wait for December futures to hit 70 cents before pricing. Once this rally starts, it could extend to 72 cents. Well, meanwhile, the Food and Agricultural Policy Institute has lowered its soybean and corn estimates after the report. Like many, FAPRI looks for the USDA's numbers to keep going up in the crop reports to come. FAPRI lowered its season average corn price to $3.50 a bushel for the 2014 crop. That's down 39 cents from last month. It looks for the 2015 crop to average $3.80. The 2016 to 2020 crops may average $4.01. Turning to soybeans, FAPRI's projected price dropped 38 cents per bushel to $9.92. It looks for the 2015 crop to average $9.04. The 2016 to 2020 average is expected to be $10.21 per bushel. Well, what is ahead for the U.S. crop situation? The old adage goes that big crops get bigger, and that seems to be running true to form this fall. The feeling is that the USDA is going to continue to raise the cotton yield. Tom Fitzenmeyer says if you can't store your corn, I should say, sell it now. USDA's crop numbers are going to get worse.
I think each successive report, I think, is going to increase right into the final. If you look back at fundamentally similar years, we tended to have a much more substantial increase in yield as we went into the final, and I don't see this year being any different from that.
Well, September is National Rice Month in the United States, and today our question is about rice. This question is akin to the one about how many angels can dance on the head of a pin. We want to know how many grains of long grain rice are there in a pound of rice. Is the answer 5,600, 8,500, 16,000, or 29,000? I'll have the answer at the end of the markets. Turning to the beef cattle sector, cattle futures have backed off some, but many believe that the fundamentals in the market are good. While there is resistance at the 160 per pound range, consumer demand for beef is good, even at these high prices. While live cattle futures may drop some more, Tom Fitzenmeyer looks for strength going into the end of the year.
We rallied October cattle up to that 160, D's up in a 162 plus or minus range, which was kind of the resistance it ran into the last time, and boom, we ran into resistance again this time. So I think you're up at levels where it's going to be a little tough. It appears to me that the consumer has sort of adjusted to these higher prices and said, okay, I like steak, I like my hamburger. If I have to pay a little more for it, I guess that's what I'm going to do, because demand has really held up quite well, I think, and export demand has held up. The demand for protein around the world is high, so on the demand side seems to be okay. Now, we're probably going to sag a little bit into October. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see a little pullback here, and then possibly by the end of the year go back and retest those highs again, and maybe even take them out.
Before our new feature story today, let's check the trivia answer for this week. How many grains of rice does it take to weigh 1 pound? Well, the correct answer is D. The U.S. Rice Producers Association says it takes more than 29,000 grains of long grain rice to make up 1 pound. And another thing to remember about rice, it's naturally gluten-free.